Hey everybody, it's Mary Z from Voicehacks.net. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about voice type today. What is voice type? Why does it matter? And why do you need to know about it? Well, voice type is basically the note range within which you can sing. So whether you have a low voice or a high voice, those are two round, sort of very basic generalizations for voice. It's going to be determined by where your lowest note is and where your highest note is. Each person has their own unique voice that's unlike anyone else's in the world, but most people fit into the broader categories of voice type. So let's start with the male voice types. The lowest male voice type is called bass. A bass has the lowest note range of all male voices. The medium, sort of the medium note range, not too high, not too low voice type for men, is called baritone. A higher, most rock singers and a lot of R&B pop singers are the higher male voice type, which is a tenor. And then lastly, we have the absolute highest male voice type, which is a countertenor. Many people like Adam Levine, Justin Timberlake, Smokey Robinson, these are countertenors. Robert Plant, super high voiced singers are countertenors. And there's also a bit of a color difference there, but we'll get to color in a minute. Now with the female voice types, we're going to generalize into the three basic groups. We have the lowest female voice type, which is alto. We have the medium female voice type, which is mezzo-soprano. And then we have the highest female voice type, which is soprano. And then an even higher soprano voice type would be a coloratura soprano, sort of the countertenors of the female voice. Your voice type matters because when you try to sing a song, you need to make sure that it's in your vocal range. For example, I'm a contralto, I'm an alto, the lowest female voice type, the base of the female world. So if I go to sing a pop song, let's say a rock song by the group Heart, Ann Wilson is an amazing belter, but she has a soprano note range, which if we can remember, we've got alto, mezzo, and soprano for female voice types. So that puts her as two voice types higher than me. So odds are I'm going to go to sing her song and I'm going to find it to be incredibly uncomfortable. I might not understand voice type and then be totally frustrated as to why can't I sing this Ann Wilson song when I can sing other rock songs. Well, the difference is I have a low voice and she has a high voice. We have different note ranges from within which we operate. And if I want to sing her song, I'm free to do so, but it would be advisable for me to transpose it into a lower key so that it's comfortable for me to sing in my voice. Whenever singers join a band or go into a studio to record a song, you need to make sure that the band plays in keys that fit your voice. So if you can figure out if you're an alto, a mezzo, or a soprano, or a bass, a baritone, or a tenor, that's going to help you a lot when you go in to do covers or when you start a new band. You're going to want to make sure that the music fits your vocal range. Now, all of my techniques are designed to help you get the most use out of your entire range as possible, but you can't fight physiology. You can't change the tool with which you're given, and forcing it will only cause disappointment and could cause vocal injury and strain. So my advice to you is transpose, move songs into more comfortable keys. Figure out your voice type and move the song into a comfortable key. If it's too low, say you're a soprano and you want to sing an alto song. Transpose it up a few keys. Say you're a bass and you want to sing a tenor song. You're going to need to transpose that down a couple of keys. In the classical world, the Germans came up with a method of classifying people's voice type and color called the Fach system. Each Fach is laid out with specific note ranges assigned to each voice type and also descriptions of color within that voice type. For our purposes, for most rock singing, pop singing, country, whatever it may be, all non-classical singing, we're going to think of it just in those seven or eight basic types that I laid out. The 4 for the male and 4 for the female. When you get really into it, the classical world will tell you you could have the same note range as someone else, and you yourself could be a soprano, have a soprano note range, and your friend next to you could have a soprano note range, yet your voice might have a bright color, and you'd be classified as a different kind of soprano than, let's say, someone with a dark color and a soprano note range. So watch the following examples. I lay out the note ranges for each voice type over each example. You get to hear and you get to see what the note ranges are for each person. So take a look and see if your voice reminds you of any of these people's voices, if your note range feels similar. If you don't know what the notes are or where to begin, just kind of listen to different singers and feel like, is this comfortable? Is this naturally comfortable for me to sing where they're singing? If your throat feels tight and it just feels forced and it feels too high, odds are that is not the right key. Maybe you're not a soprano, you're a mezzo. Don't be afraid to transpose because you don't want to fail. You want to give good, solid, quality, consistent performances. And you can do that by putting things in a key that makes it work for you, so that your success is guaranteed every time.